Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be with you this week again as we look into the various issues we have been clamoring for, campaigning for, trying to enlighten the populace, every single person around us about the effect of drug abuse and trafficking in our community. A number of young male and females have been found wanting, are currently suffering diverse consequences, health issues, physical issues, psychological issues that resultant from this this urge to use hard drugs and substance of abuse. So that's a very key issue currently in our country, and we can't overemphasize the need why every single person should see this, should take play a major role in ensuring that this issue of abuse of drugs is addressed in our community. So today we're looking at those factors, those what scholars have called predisposing factors to drug abuse and trafficking. Though we have said that one of our concern areas has been in the area of the abuse side. That is the abuse side, the use and abuse of drugs. For now, we are not dwelling much into trafficking. We leave that area for the governmental body responsible for such to handle. The issue of abuse is where we are more concerned with because we've seen our boys and girls suffering this menace. It's direct homes, destroyed families, destroyed marriages, have destroyed children. A lot are currently jailed for use and abuse of drugs. So now, what are those factors that are responsible for this? That's some major concern. A number of factors have been enumerated, not new, on the course of various campaigns. One of the factors we want to dwell on majorly today, among others, is the issue of peer group influence. Peer group influence. The question we like to ask: who are your peers? Who do our children go out with? Who are those people that spend time with our children? What is their lifestyle? What is their habits? What do they indulge in when we are not there? Parents should take a proactive action trying to know who and who are the peers of their children, because the influence peers have on their ways is the most basic factor. In fact, it contributes 50 to 60% of the reason why most people get into drugs. That is one major issue, because show me your friend and I'll show you who you are. It's also saying in some other parlance that birds of the same feathers flock together. I can't have a friend who is into drug use and I will not go into drug use. It's easy. It's easy. Friends can easily lure their friends into some of these negative art and vices in our schools, in our institutions of learning. That's a primary factor. So you must know you must choose your friends. And how do you choose our friends? It boils down to having value system. What is the value you treasure? What makes you who you are? Where are you coming from? Where are you? Where are you coming from? Where are you going to? What are those values? Those values that parents need to inculcate in their walls have a strong contribute a lot to enable helping children overcome negative peer influence. Values cultivated from home. So individuals should consciously determine who their friends are. You should know who you should go out with. Not everybody should make a close friend. No. You need to determine who your friends are, determine what to do at any point in time, determine where you go to, determine the kind of events you go to. Find out what is happening in those events, because at times children have been lured into events, into parties by their friends who have been involved in such activities. Getting to such a kind of event, these children are compelled, coerced into taking drugs. At times they are drugged. They are drugged. So parents should know who are your children. Do not let the children attend events or parties you know nothing of. Find out what are the kind of individuals in that party. Who is overseeing the party? What is the planning? What is the agenda? What are they set to do that party? If possible, you should follow your child to such events. No. Parents, we must play, because that's another issue. The failure of parenting has been one of the reasons why children have been led into the kind of lifestyles. When the parents are no longer there, parents are involved in their work, career development, business meetings and co. Nobody is spending time to find out what is happening to those children we have at home. A lot of things have and now going on in society. So if you don't pay close attention to your child, or if you don't tutor your child well, your child may end up following the wrong tutorial. That's one thing we have found out. So peer influence is a lot. Children are growing up at this age. They're still vulnerable to abuses, vulnerable to a lot. They're still trying to make a decision to know what is right from left. So if not properly tutored or properly guided, they may end up falling into the wrong trap. That's one issue we must address. The issue of peer group influence. Children should select their friends. Parents should help them to select their friends. They should help them to cultivate habits that will guide them into selecting their friendship. Those values will help them into knowing what to do part time wherever they find themselves. And when negative influence come around them, they're able, this short communication flow between the father and a son, a mother and a daughter should be opened up. Parents should make out time to get into the business of their children. That's what I call it. Children, parents should make out time to get into the business of their children, academics, social life, friends life, and everything. That will give you an edge, an idea into who those kind of persons are. So when something is about to happen, a man, a woman, a parent should be able to decode it and address it. Another factor we are talking about today is the issue of even parental involvement in drug abuse. That one key factor too. Some time ago, I saw an elderly man, a parent, who was introducing a baby, a toddler, into the consumption of alcohol. A toddler, into alcohol. And you tell me that child will not grow up and not be drug dependent. No. These are things. Parent involvement in drug abuse, parental involvement in drug trafficking is one of the major factors that have opened up children to this menace. When a father is involved in such act, such a father lack the wherewithal, lack the desire will to prevent his or her child from getting involved in drug abuse and in drug and substance abuse. Parents must imbibe the core values. Parents must be able to imbibe and transmit good values to their children. Parents should desist from some of these habits. You can't be taking alcohol, taking drugs, taking these substances in the presence of your child. Child learn more by what they see than by what they hear. Learning is more by what you see. We have to that much more visuals are one of the most important factors in learning in early childhood development. Visuals. So if you are a parent, you should be able to determine the place and time if you are involved in these things. Not where your children are. They may see it as a normal habit. They grow up with it. A father who smokes substance of abuse, even the gateway drug, the issue of cigarette and co. Parents who are involved in it openly, a child will see that as a normal. If my father is doing it, why won't I do it? It's a key thing. We must discourage this habit by our actions. Our actions and inactions have played a major role in influencing vulnerable children into the drug use habit. A father have a key place to a father have a key role to play to ensure that he doesn't expose his children at an tender age when they lack the ability to make decisions. At that age, they cannot make decisions. They see others to do as right and they copy it. And once a child copies this thing, it takes it to a much higher dimension that will end up being highly detrimental to his general well-being. They see parents coming to run to you. My child is eating drugs. This, if you can control, you may have a high tolerance level. That child may not have it. Brain development is at various stages. Tolerance level is at various stages. You can consume alcohol. A number of bottles may not affect you, but that little child can just take a sip and get knocked off. That little girl can take a sip and get knocked off. So why not protect your children from the influence of these factors so they can live a healthy life? Another issue that leads to drug abuse and trafficking is the issue of jobs. The kind of job people do. Most jobs that require human energy, or most jobs that are stressful, have been one of the reasons why persons have found themselves into drug abuse and trafficking. Some of these jobs are things like borehole drillers, or some of these artisans, people who work in industry that require human energy, even where technology is involved. Is that we found out that human beings are still actively involved in most of these activities. So when there's no work-life balance, individuals are stressed beyond their capacity, and in order to mitigate the impact of the job on them, you see them going into drugs as we call it depressants, to help them to take a rest. By taking depressants, It tends to weaken their abilities. It tends to give them a kind of false rest, and the more dependent you take, the more you need to sustain that habit. So that one key issue. I may take one individuals who are doing boreholes, preparing my journal to take. I have to question the individual, why are you doing this thing? Do you know the impact of this thing on your entire body? They say yes, they know, but at the issue that the energy requirement of the drill, they say that they should take this thing to do the job. And I set of individuals say for them to carry log of foods across from one point to the other, they need such a substance. If not, they're not able to do this job. So what are we saying? They need to find less energy consuming ways to support this activity, because we cannot rationalize drug use for any whatsoever. The health impact, the physical consequence on persons involved in it is so high that we cannot rationalize it. And now even doctors, you can see professionals of various walks of life getting into drugs due to what? Lack of work-life balance. We see medical doctors, we see lawyers, we see a whole lot of professionals getting involved, even security force personnel, military, police, a number of them. And this thing is contributing to weakening the system, the CSN, the central nervous system, CNS, in the human body. You take the present tonight to sleep, the next day you take stimulant to wake up. Because of the nature of job you do, you need to keep alert, you need to keep awake. And when you take Nescafe excessively, these things are contributing to destroy your human organs. If there's nothing about we should make us drug use and abuse, issue of the destruction, the gradual degradation and destruction of the central nervous system, the key organs of the body, the kidney, the liver. A number of persons have suffered liver cirrhosis, inflammation on liver because of use and abuse of alcohol. Alcohol is very deadly. You may call it a socially acceptable drug, but the impact on the human body is very, very harmful and not advisable. A lot of reasons people going into drugs cannot be justified. So it calls for a lot. So we hold it here. Next week, we continue with other factors that predispose individual to drug use. But as I say, these factors can be contained. It can be checked. All hands need to be on deck. We must go beyond where we are to ensure that whatever it is that been pushing, exposing our way into drugs, we cut those things off. We eliminate them. Knowing the consequence of these things, knowing the fatal consequences, knowing that how human beings are now being made endangered species because abuse and use of hard drugs in the community, we need to go all out to ensure that we spread information, let people know ahead of time, so that each person will be properly armed with the tools he or she needs to protect himself and his voice from drug abuse and abuse. That's the message for this week. We encourage you, subscribe to our channel, like our platform, share that button. Join us every weekend as we take teeth by teeth, little bit into all these things, so we can create this awareness, let everyone be armed properly, so that this issue of drugs and services can be contained for the next generation. Thank you and thank you. Thank you. See you next week. God bless you.